Hello, I'm Levi Payton, also known as the Positive Film Buff. As you can see, I'm taking a walk down memory lane, and I've just come across a club that used to be very active 20 years ago. This club used to be filled with so many things, so much life. It was a dinner and a show hosted by a familiar round-eared mouse who put on a great show, and a lot of wonderful guests attended every night. Those kind of achievements were not to be ignored, and that club was focused on one of the best Disney animated TV shows ever. The club is also the name of the title, so I'll just say it. House of Mouse. The premise of the show goes something like this. In the middle of Toontown, there resides a building called the House of Mouse, a dinner and a show nightclub owned by Mickey Mouse, who also serves as the host of the club's nightly shows. Mickey's best friends and companions, including Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, Daisy Duck, Pluto, and other faces like Clarabelle Cow, Horace Horsecollar, Ludwig von Drake, Goofy's son Max, and Donald's nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, also help Mickey in running this club. The guests that visit the club are all the famous faces that appeared in many of Disney's classic cartoons and films. Faces from stories like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, Cinderella, The Jungle Book, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, etc. all serve as regular guests in the club. Every show, Mickey and his friends attempt to entertain the crowd by showing cartoons on their big screen, perform other forms of entertainment, and solve a type of crisis that goes on in the club, most commonly the attempts of greedy landlord Pete to shut down the club by sabotaging the show. That's the premise in a nutshell, and for a Disney fan like myself, this is an extremely awesome premise. For one thing, every single Disney character in existence, from classic cartoons to memorable films, all appear in one single spot. There's lots of moments where all the characters interact with each other, and it leads to a series of memorable moments ranging from hilarious to cool. Mostly cool. It's also such a magnificent opportunity to have many classic Disney movie characters like the heroes, the princesses, and the sidekicks act more comedic and over the top compared to how they acted in their respective films, and have great interactions with Mickey and the gang. The villains especially get the most hilarious moments when it comes to interactions. Of course, the characters from Disney's films are not the most entertaining aspect of the show. That aspect goes to the real stars of the show, Mickey Mouse and all his friends. Every one of them has a different role to play. Mickey as the host, Minnie as the planner and bookkeeper, Donald as the deputy manager, Goofy as the waiter, Daisy as the reservation clerk, and Pluto as the mascot. And it's just so much fun seeing them perform these roles while being themselves at the same time, leading to a lot of good laughs and heart in the process. More classic characters get their moments to shine in the show, too, like Clarabelle Cow as the club's gossip manager, Goofy's son Max as the valet parking attendant, Horace Horsecollar as the technical engineer, Ludwig von Drake as the show improver, Huey, Dewey, and Louie as the house band, and Pete as the villainous landlord who devises a bunch of schemes to shut down the club. The whole show ran from 2001 to 2003, with 52 episodes and 2 feature-length direct-to-DVD features, which I still have in my DVD collection, by the way. Every episode features a series of stories always involving Mickey and the gang trying to keep the show going and solving a crisis, and they're always entertaining stories. But there's other stories that pop in every now and then, like some characters from films become the main focus of a story, having an issue that Mickey and the gang tried to solve. Donald and Goofy either having an issue with their personalities or characteristics and they try to slightly improve themselves, and Mickey and Minnie trying to keep their relationship going despite the attempts of a scheming mouse named Mortimer to split them apart. And so on and so on. Every episode also contains several cartoons starring Mickey and his friends, either newly created cartoons that fully showcase the timeless slapstick comedy of the classic Disney cartoons, or on rare occasions, show the classic cartoons themselves. Some cartoons are often, in a way, skits. Like Goofy's cartoons often have him try to do a simple task guided by a narrator, or Mickey, Donald, and Goofy each attempting to try out a different job, or the characters reenacting famous stories with a narration from English comedian John Cleese. All 52 episodes were shown in 3 seasons, and in all honesty, in my opinion, in every season, there's always 5 episodes that stand out and are among the best written. Let's count them all down. Here's the 5 best episodes of Season 1. Rent Day, which showcases Mickey struggling to pay the rent for Pete after he unwittingly spends the money on cheese. Pretty funny seeing Mickey's humorous struggle to pay the rent to one of his big foes. I guess he just didn't have the heart to do this.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
Thanks to Minnie, which showcases Minnie feeling that she is not appreciated at the club after Clarabelle Cow starts a rumor about her and ends up quitting, making everyone realize how much she is important to them. Timon and Pumbaa, which showcases the much-loved duo of the Lion King breaking up after an argument over what to do with their upcoming act in the show, and it's up to Mickey and Donald to bring them back together. Jiminy Cricket, which showcases Jiminy quitting being Pinocchio's conscience and turning to Mickey, to his dismay. The best thing in the episode shows Jiminy unleashing his inner Baz Luhrmann and proving that everybody's free to always have their conscience be their guide, as well as wear sunscreen. And the Stolen Cartoons, the first ever show about Pete attempting to sabotage the House of Mouse by stealing all the cartoons, and it's up to the gang to keep the show going as best they can. A lot of hilarious things appear in this episode, from Donald's humorous attempts to be the star of the club, and a hilarious cartoon involving Mickey being kept awake at night by a single ticking clock. Pretty hilarious, though I think the sound of a ticking clock is better to listen to at night than... Here's the 5 best episodes of Season 2. The Mouse Who Came to Dinner, which shows the gang mistaking Mickey's rival, Mortimer Mouse, as a very important critic, except that the actual critic is one who is willing to give a glowing review. Literally. Ladies' Night, which shows Minnie Mouse hosting the show for a change along with Daisy and Clarabelle while the boys go bowling. Everybody Loves Mickey, which showcases Donald finally getting annoyed at all the love and attention Mickey receives. This episode serves as a great heartwarming culmination of a plot point featured in some episodes about Donald's jealousy of Mickey, and features a very funny parody of the Village People involving actual villagers from Beauty and the Beast attempting to hunt down the Beast, an act that leaves the Beast himself frightened.
Is it over? Not to the fist jumps! It's over.
Daisy's Debut, one of the most heartwarming episodes of the show, which shows Daisy getting a chance to shine by performing a duet with Mickey, which makes Minnie feel left out. Daisy notices this, however, and fakes an injury to sacrifice her chance and have Minnie take her place in the duet. It also contains the show's best and most catchiest song here, sung well by Mickey and Daisy, but when Mickey and Minnie sing it, it's more wonderful, especially if you know their voice actors were an actual married couple. And Super Goof, which shows Goofy becoming a superhero after eating some special peanuts, and he must save the club from an incoming comet. This episode is among the most hilarious ones, including the funniest cartoon ever starring Mickey, Donald, and Goofy as completely helpless locksmiths, and Mickey's hilarious reaction to knowing there's a comet coming straight to Earth. What does he do?
Scream and run.
He's not handling handling this well.
Now here's the 5 best episodes of Season 3. Mickey and the Culture Clash, the series finale, which shows Mickey believing that Minnie wants a more sophisticated boyfriend and attempts to get some advice from an unlikely source, Mortimer, who offers to help turn Mickey into more of a cultured man. Donald Wants to Fly, which basically shows Donald attempting to fulfill his lifelong dream of actually flying, but none of his attempts seem to work, until Peter Pan arrives to give Donald the most excellent dream-fulfilling experience he could have. The same kind of experience someone has when they win an award or a gold medal. House of Crime, a more intense episode which sees Mickey attempting to solve the mystery behind a series of thefts and disappearances that are occurring throughout the club. House of Magic, which sees Daisy attempting to perform a magic act in the show, but accidentally makes the audience and the house disappear. Hey, it's a better magic trick than Joker's magic trick. And Suddenly Hades, which shows Pete driving the audience out of the club during a very hot night by sabotaging the cooler, but the only guest left to entertain is Hades. Everyone has always loved Hades as a fantastic Disney villain, and have always given praise to the amazing voice work of James Woods. And in this episode, he continues to unleash his fantastic dose of Hadesing. House of Mouse is a truly entertaining animated show, and easily one of Disney's all-time best TV shows in my opinion. It serves up a lot of entertaining stories filled with all sorts of great comedy and a dose of entertaining Disney cartoons, all delivered through an extremely magnificent premise and a large herd of wonderful characters, both the iconic Disney stars and my favorite pals, and dozens of characters from all the great Disney films. If you think Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Kingdom Hearts, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe are Disney's greatest crossover projects, you might want to add House of Mouse to that collection. And 20 years on, I'm always still gonna remember this wonderful club run by a wonderful mouse who gave us a wonderful show that was all seen on a wonderful TV show. I'm the Positive Film Buff, and I'll see you real soon.